afternoon and welcome to Brussels, the European Parliament. I'm joined today by two guests, Georgios Epitideios, a member of the European Parliament for Golden Dawn, and Roberto Fiore, who's the president of the Alliance for Peace and Freedom, and like myself, a former member of the European Parliament. Well, the news just in fact, is from Greece, and we'd like to talk about this, that after some 16 or 17 months of imprisonment without trial of Golden Dawn's leader and a significant number of other members of Parliament and other members of the party, we've had some news now that something's changing. What's the latest, General?
The latest news came a few minutes ago, is that they are sent for trial, 18 people. The leader of some members of the National Parliament. 13 are released, and I don't have precise information about the rest.
So as I understand it, about 70 have been held in prison in total. So we have 18 now being prosecuted, definitely, for, I think primarily, as I've heard, for an illegal association, criminal organisation. 13 released, great news for them and their families. For the 18 now being prosecuted, how do you feel about this?
As far as there are not evidence about to support this accusation. Also, there are not witnesses to raise any issue against them. So it is my strong belief that this trial, if remains fair, without any involvement in any attempt to manipulate the justice by the government, will be a great victory for us as well. And all these accusations will collapse. This is my strong belief, as I said before.
Yes, I think it's certainly strange that it's taken so long to bring it to trial. Do you think the delay has been because of a lack of evidence?
Yes, exactly. It was a lack of evidence, and of course it's a confrontation and a disagreement, I would say, between the three prosecutors. One was positive that there were no evidence. Another one was in favor of prosecution, and the other one was pending.
I see.
So it was a 2-1.
I see. Roberto, you led an Alliance for Peace and Freedom fact-finding delegation to Greece a couple of months ago. So on the basis of what you learnt there, what would you like to hazard a guess as to the outcome of this trial?
Well, this is a political trial, there is no doubts about it. It's a political trial, and it has been pushed and has been motivated by the American superpower. There is no doubts about it. There is clear evidence that Samaras, the former prime minister, received sort of a diktat from the American powers that Golden Dawn should be prosecuted. Golden Dawn should be prosecuted because it's a political force that has gained through its activity a large consensus in the Greek population, and this consensus was growing until the repression actually stopped everything. But it didn't stop the political activity of Golden Dawn, which is quite remarkable, managed to go on without a free leadership. It is quite a sort of extraordinary case in modern history of a party that has been decapitated and at the same time has managed to go on until the last election. Is sure to have a considerable support and become the third party in Greek politics. Now, what is going to happen? Obviously, it very much depends if Tsipras is going to fulfill its promises. It's very difficult. We don't think it's going to happen, but obviously, let's leave time to decide. But if Europe, the IMF, the Troika will manage to keep a hold on Greece, there will be a national uprising, and Golden Dawn will be there. But this is a political challenge, nothing to do with crime. I would say the only crime that I've been seeing is the murder of two young activists, two very young activists of Golden Dawn, murdered in cold-blooded, cynical and preordinated decision. And this is the only real crime I've seen. All the rest is fabrication. It's sort of an attempt to destroy a movement that is already in the heart of Greek people.
So, General, the men and women who've been jailed without charge for so long, do you think that now that a date's been set for the trial, that it's going to trial, will they and their families be angry about it, or relieved, or looking forward to having it all out in the open? How do you think they'll feel?
Well, as far as has been shown so far, these people and the families are very hard, and they received a very warm and decisive support. Therefore, you know, the sentiments of these people and their families are not going to change. They are convinced about their innocence, and of course they're not going to bend on any pressure.
Yeah. When Roberto spoke about the lack of evidence and the fact that there's clear evidence, in fact, that the Americans, powers in America, were pushing for a prosecution. Obviously, there'll perhaps be a number of reasons why people wanted Golden Dawn attacked and prosecuted in this way. But if you had to pick out perhaps 2 or 3 main reasons, what did Golden Dawn do or say that led to this attempt to destroy it?
After the implementation of the rules and demands of Memorandum, it made clear to everybody in Greece that our country is under the threat of destruction. The only power capable to resist, the only power willing to do that is Golden Dawn. And this is the basic reason that Golden Dawn received the warm support of the Greek people, loving their country and having concern for the future.
Looking a little bit further afield, but still on this subject, I know when I was in Athens last year now, while I was still an MEP, and I've been speaking out here on behalf of Golden Dawn, and I went to a press conference in Athens, as you know, and one of the things that came up there was the question of energy, and the fact that the globalist powers want the enormous reserves of gas which lie beneath the Eastern Mediterranean. They want those to exploit for themselves, and Golden Dawn was saying, no, that's Greek energy, it should be there for the Greek people. So assuming that was an important part of the equation, that discussion, do you see a connection between what's happening in Greece and what's happening in Syria and Lebanon, which also, of course, have a claim to a significant amount of that gas?
Yes, these cases are definitely interrelated. And Greece is one of the countries, small country, with so rich energy sources. And of course, it's obvious to be targeted by the superpowers. And this is the reason that, Golden Dawn, which is, as I said before, the only resisting power in Greece, the only willing power to fight for the national interests, are under elimination, or at least under attempt to eliminate it.
So, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
There you have it. In supposedly free Europe in the 21st century, if a party stands for its nation's rights to control its own resources and to use them to benefit its own people, it's running up against some very, very powerful and truly sinister forces in the world, and all sorts of trouble and repression are likely to follow. But we also see the way in which Golden Dawn, a small party, an unfunded party, but a very brave party, has stood up to that repression, has had dozens of its leaders thrown in jail. Despite that, fought a tremendous election campaign, held its vote, emerged as the third party in Greece, and now, well, with this trial coming up, who knows what can happen next, but it's certainly going to be very interesting to watch, and I'm sure we all send our very best wishes to our brothers and sisters facing court trials in Golden Dawn. We hope, we believe, they will win and be vindicated. Thank you for watching.